What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers, I almost said Inspiration, Let's Build series. And we are back with our Shadowbound capital vessel going on here. Now, when we left off in the last episode, I had been working on the bridge glass stuff-ish thing, whatever you would call it. And I think we made some pretty good progress last episode, but it wasn't quite done. And I know I said I wasn't going to spend another episode on this, but I might have to. Maybe. Just bear with me. So, I've been tinkering with this. Still can't get it to fit quite right, but I do think I'm onto something with the split idea. I think out of all the different structures, I like it the most. Mainly because the compromises around the glass design aren't quite as obvious to me. For whatever reason, when you have a solid chunk of glass like this, whenever you do little things along the side, it just... to me, it's more noticeable. I'm not really sure why. But so anyways, I made a couple of copies of the ship over here. And I've been playing around with a couple of different things. One was... this one on the right here is probably the most prominent, like one I will most likely end up trying to make use of. This was a little bit of an experiment where I tried to increase the overhang to give me a little bit more leeway with the glass and allow me to kind of better shape it. I really like the shape of the glass on this one. It came out pretty good in that I didn't really have to make any compromises on it. However, the compromise came in up here at the top with the framing being slightly different, as well as the big one being over here where I took out the bottom layer of ramps and added a whole nother slope section, which you can see kind of messed up the back over here. Though I don't think it would be too problematic, because I believe I would do... How would we do this? I believe it would be this on the bottom row, and then this on the back row. So this is still doable. I'm just not sure that I liked... Actually, now that I look about it, that's not too shabby. It doesn't actually look that bad. So we're going to keep that one in mind. And I had an idea for up here, which is why I made another backup. But I'm not sure about it. And so I wanted to go ahead and start recording my episodes so that I could kind of clue you guys in. But one of the ideas came from a comment, though admittedly I don't think it was what was meant. It's just I kind of had the idea in my head and I started rolling around with it. One was that basically to increase the size of the base. Now again, I believe this had to do with the split by going up 2 rows, I think was what was meant, or come out further, kind of like this attempt. Which, yeah, not a terrible idea. But then I started thinking about, what if I change this around slightly where we stopped at this edge instead of this edge? What that would let me do is I could end it with a... Whoops. Don't mind me, I just work here. I could end it on this kind of a shape and do this all the way along to the back edge. Now, this poses both good and bad. One part of the problem with that is turning this into a reverse shape, though I could do it somewhere further along the line. Like I said, this is kind of just playing around. But the idea was, let's just go ahead and not pay attention to the back at the moment. If I were to do something like this, and what I would end up doing in that scenario would be to remove the back, not the back, what am I talking about? Remove the side here, and instead of putting the flat edge glass up here, it would be down here. But I feel like it would fit a bit better. Wait, where is it? Oh, this is the one I'm looking for. Like this. Voila, like that. And then, of course, I would probably end up doing... Wait, where is this thing? Oh, it's the wrong one. There we go. Doing something like this. And then, if I were to do it that way, what this would let me do is then keep that shape going, and then when we get up here... Where did it go? This one. We could remove this edge, not that, and do kind of like this. Now, at first glance, this didn't really seem like a good idea until I started playing around with the idea of doing something in this kind of category like this, and it would essentially bring this whole shape in. Where did my blocks go? Here we go. What the heck? Oh, catwalk. Okay, I was like, what in the world? So it would essentially bring this shape in a bit. Now, I have to admit, while looking at this, I'm not as big of a fan as I was in my head. So I don't think this will end up being what I go with. But I figured I would follow it through just to see what it looked like. So then the idea would be to then start doing this more tapered curve, like so. And apparently the catwalk's probably going to get in my way again. Or not. And what that would let me do is then up here at the top, I could bring this one in completely. And then that would actually match up with the top up there. Which isn't too bad from the front. It's not... Actually, no. Now that I think about it, this wouldn't... Oh yeah, that would be there. Yeah, that would be there, I guess. Okay. Another option that I have doing it this way would be to... change... no, I don't want to do that. I was going to say I could change up this last row here into solid block to kind of help the merging, but I don't really like that idea. So that works, but this is honestly a little similar to this over here, and I think if I was going to do that, I think I like this idea on the left a little bit better. The only change here would be that I can merge this into here, and on this side it's a little bit more cut off. It's more like, you know, there's the edge and now it goes straight up. So I do kind of like this a little bit in that it brings it in one more kind of thing. But I don't think I like it enough that if I was going to do that, I probably would stick with this style, I think. And yeah, so I'm not sure, really. One thing that I could do is cut the sides off and bring this in a little bit more. And what I mean by that is this whole design here. Actually, you know what? That's probably something I want to try. Wait, what happened? What just happened? Oh, there we go. So let's go ahead and paste in another one up here. What I want to try, and we're going to try this on the left side first, I think. I think that's going to... Because at the moment, I'm kind of leaning more towards this on the left. I think I kind of like this the best. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, where would the repeating point be? I'm trying to figure out exactly how I would want to do this, because I'm kind of wondering if I can take a block, like a row off, and then just kind of move it over one. It would make the width a little bit more scrunched, but what it would let me do is then add kind of a frame like this on the side, and then do what I was talking about before. So where I would need that... Alright, since this is a copy, we're just going to go ahead and start dismantling things. And I realize this is fairly similar to how I was doing it, but I hope it will make sense momentarily. So instead of doing that there, essentially, it'll be here and then here. So, again, if this doesn't make sense already, what I'm basically doing is moving this shape up or in, rather, one block. Which would mean that would go there, this would go here, and so then it goes, let's see, so this would go all the way to the edge, this would turn into a ramp. What is that attached to? Oh, it must be attached to the side. Okay, and that would go there, that would go like that. I believe... Yep, okay. And that would go there. This would go here. This would be a standard block, I believe. This would be a corner. Oh, that does pose a slight issue right there. Or maybe not, actually. Hold on. If I actually did this, I just realized something I might be able to do that I wouldn't have been able to do before. If I can find... Oh, crap. It's got to be on the inner edge. Come on, now. Can't anything in this game work with me? Ugh. Well, I was gonna say that I could just put, crap. I was gonna say I could just do the corner tips and then put a ramp tip there and cut the top edge off and make it half blocks like I originally intended, but then it had to go and pull that one on me. So that's not gonna work. Which means this whole shape is kind of shot at this point, because now I would be forced to do something like this. We'll keep going with it just for experimentation's sake, I suppose. Yeah, I don't like that top part as much. Not as big of a fan of that. Okay. So, my other option... we'll just go ahead and be thorough. Alrighty, so that didn't really end up working out the way that I wanted it to. Not only do I not like that lip there at all, it also changed up the overall flow of the shape, and I don't really think it added much to anything. Even though it can kind of connect into this curve, I don't think it really did enough to merit it. So then I thought about, well, could I do something like this, you know, where we change up the shape a little bit here, and blah blah blah. But then, because this would actually probably work from a front standpoint, you know, that could kind of work. But then I realized part of the reason I didn't do that was because of the back, so I kind of needed a straight edge so we could flip and invert the angle along the bottom here. So that's not going to work. So I think this whole area thing we're just going to scrap. And I think overall, I think I like this one the most, more so than this side. Although I do like keeping the ramp the same side, or size, on this one. I don't like how much I have to kind of make this messed up. Now, I could put this here, I guess, which doesn't look as bad now that I'm kind of looking at it. So that may be something I could live with. I was trying to compare it to, or I was trying to keep the this shape going, kind of thing, so it didn't look quite so so that the angle was a little less sharp and it wasn't quite so jagged going up here, kind of thing. But actually, I almost think I like it better with just the ramp on the side to kind of curve up, type of thing. So, but again, this still creates a little bit of a zigzag kind of feel, whereas this, although it sticks out a little further, I don't know, it does seem a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this one, And I'm actually going to build the same style all the way around and see what it ends up looking like as a whole to make sure that that I actually like that. So the glass, I don't really think... Okay, on the top it has to go somewhere. So the glass up here is all different. So we can remove that. Yeah, this has been a little bit of an annoying process, to be honest, because I feel like all I need is like 1 or 2 connector blocks, and this wouldn't be a problem. So the fact that it's a problem just feels annoying to me. But yeah, I think that's the most annoying part, is it's just kind of like, why isn't there some of these blocks to connect the 2 shapes together? Is, I think, the bigger thing. Let's see here. So I need another ramp setup, and then we're just going to grab all these and get rid of them. That didn't work. Hardly at all. What did it grab? Oh, it grabbed the one above that. Now that is something else I want to play around with as well, is that if we do it this way, then there's really no 100% need for... Wait a minute. Did I get carried away? Oh, that's right, I haven't changed the back edge. I was like, wait a minute, that's gonna stick out. So it's here, so we need to grab... And I'm not 100% sure how this would affect the back edge here, so I might want to play around with that a little bit before we move too far forward. Okay, so at this point... Oh no, I actually did figure it out already, never mind. Whoops. And I need to change the back anyway, because it actually... probably should be a bit more like this angle down here than it is up here, where it's going back inward. It's supposed to go further out. So, yeah, that's something, like, for example... Let me see if I can get rid of these blocks here. So, for example, if we were to do like this, like it's doing, instead of it kind of curving back in, what it really should be doing is kind of like, well, no, that's still curving back in. I need to make it go back out. Angles in this game do not like me. That's the conclusion that I'm reaching. I really shouldn't build with angles anymore because they all seem to hate me. Well, essentially, what I probably should have done is start this way first. Oops, nope, that's not gonna work. And I think it'll end up going like this. Now, I don't know if I should have done that with ramps or not. I think that'll be okay. I don't think that'll be an issue. This over here will probably be more of an issue than that will be. So there is that benefit that if I keep it this way, it should be a little bit easier to blend these together, but the inverted angle is what's going to be the problem, is finding a way to make them talk to each other, essentially. Because, actually, you know what, let's just see if we can clip these. There we go. Let's just cut that whole side out. Because, let's see if I can find my little image platform here. So the problem that I'm running into, it's nothing new. I mean, we've run into it many times before, and it's why I haven't gotten the bridge done. The bridge is probably one of the most complicated parts to get working, is it does taper in, but then it kind of bends around towards the back, and it kind of has this angle going on. And the blocks, like the standard blocks, have a tendency to point one way or another, as angles do. So I really need to actually have this whole thing go... Actually, you know what? I think I need a straight layer in here, I think is the problem. Like, I need a row of just straight blocks. So, what I'm going to have to do is cut in one more, I think, and go something like... Ah, okay, I think I got something going on now. This is what I needed to do that I wasn't getting before. So I need to... I don't really want to, though, because the angle's going the wrong way. It's supposed to... Oh, and that's not going to work at all. Well, yeah, it will. Because of this. There we go. Come on. I really hate the rotation in this game. So, that works. The only problem with that is... Oh, wait a minute. That should have been done way earlier. It should have been done, like, back here. Maybe that's part of the issue. Hold up. I may have just fixed my window problem and the other problems all in one. If I copy that... Well, no, that won't really give me much of the archway look then. Because it's supposed to be kind of at an angle here. Huh. Huh. Hmm. Yeah, I guess that won't really help me too much. Because I was going to say, with that kind of a shape, I could bring the ramps in a little bit more and maybe connect better with the glass, but I do kind of want this archway, or this bevel going on, so we'll leave it. But, no, the issue, though, is I might just have to, because I don't honestly see another way to make the game do what I want it to do without going to, like, modded blocks. Because part of the problem is that it's supposed to taper back, but it's supposed to, at least according to the concept, kind of have an angle this way, and then go to a certain point, and then just go back. And this kind of makes it wobble out first, which I'm not a huge fan of, but... Like I said before, I don't really see an option because of the way the structure of the game is set up, kind of thing. And this would allow... No, I don't want to do that. What is it that I'm needing to do here? No, I need the base. Is it this way? Nope, that's the way I had it. I need it to be, like, upside down. Like this. Okay, so we go out a block. By the way, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of making this up and seeing if it works. Okay. Oh, I see. I think I see what I messed up on. So this needs to end here. Wait a minute, that's just making it go further out. That's not gonna... Is that what I wanted to do? I don't think that's what I wanted to... I don't think this is gonna look right, but... I might not have options. And then one more here? Now from this point, okay, might be able to do that. Do I do a standard? See, I don't like this bevel here, but I don't really see another way to flip the angle, which is very unfortunate. And then from here, what? You do an inverted? Or... Yeah, I'm gonna have to, so I can do this. I think. Maybe. I have no idea what this is gonna look like. I don't think it's gonna look right. But... I don't know. Okay, so these two are gonna be different. Well... Maybe. Okay, I'll have to play with that too. Dang nabbit, this is complicated. Okay, so there's that. Now with the base, we'll put that there. I really hope this looks right, because if it doesn't, I am not gonna be in a good place. Okay, so we'll put that like that. Get rid of that. We'll put the curve there. And then on this block, we'll put a ramp. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. There we go. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, so what are my options here? I guess if I were to bring this back and then do some of this, maybe. So let's try... If I were to keep this going, where would the cutoff be? It would be there. So then the block before that, we'd put an upside down... If I could ever figure out how this stuff rotated. Like that, maybe? Let me see what that looks like. Nope, that's not right. Like that. That's what I was thinking. Okay. Okay, that could work. The only problem I'm seeing so far is that the base is wider. So if I don't have some place where these shapes change, then I'm gonna be in a pickle. What did I have it? It was like this? Was that the... Oh, I could do this. And just have it round off at the end, maybe? I don't think that makes sense. But... that looks a little better. I cannot figure out how the best way to get these angles to work would be. Because this is just too dang far out. Like, it brings it way too far out. On the plus side, we're not working on the glass at the moment, so yay. Not that this is giving me any less trouble than the glass was giving me. See, like this, there should just be a freaking bridge block kind of thing for this sort of situation. Okay. Can I do... Nope, that's not gonna work. About... So if I just round off the edge there, I could do that. I'm not as thrilled about it, but I may end up being more thrilled about just rounding off the edge like that than I am the alternative. This also doesn't leave very much of a back point for this to reach, by the way, which is another thing I'm not happy about. Okay, so one thing is that I'm seeing this probably should be further back, like here, because this, I don't know. This is not working very well. Okay, so this is the outer edge part. Right, so I can't just close that off like that, but I could do it here. And then like that? Maybe? I suppose? And then this... Let's Let's see. This would have to be here. So I would have to round this edge off like that. So it isn't too far off from what I was thinking. And then if I keep this style going, this idea going, I could either do it like this, or I could do it like this. Okay. So I'm not a huge fan of this, all the cuts and the shapes and everything, but I honestly think I like it better than doing that weird bubble out to the side and then kind of doing something wonky. Now, the other question that comes to mind is, if I'm doing it this way, do I need to use these blocks or could I use ramps? My reasoning for that being, I could bring this to here. And then would this... That, I think, would work. So, what I'm thinking is bringing this back one and doing like this instead. And this would let me use ramps for the most part through the whole thing. And I think this will work because of that right there. So I think the shape will match up for that. And I don't think we should have any issues using the ramp blocks instead. And it'll give me a couple extra blocks. Well, not really extra blocks, I guess, but it'll give the angle a bit... Actually, that works against me in this case, so no, I don't want to do that. I was thinking it would improve the angle, but it actually makes the angle more shallow, which then means you don't see it as much as I was hoping you would. So in this particular case, the ramps are not actually the better alternative, so we're not going to do that. Nope, dang, gummit. There we go. Okay, so the problem is more up here than anything else. See, I was thinking it would actually have, oh, I know what I was thinking. I was thinking of doing them this way, not the other way, you dingbat. Okay, so what I'm looking for, where's my ramps? What I'm looking for is for it to do this. That's what I'm looking for. Can I do this with it to make the, to make it stand out a bit more? Wow, that's pretty bad right there. That's a glaring spot. I wonder if I should do something like this. No, that doesn't help. That's just a bad spot. That's what that is. Oh, well, no, I was gonna say I could do the flipped slope and go up, but that wouldn't match with the ramp, so I can't do that. Poo. Poopers. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking that might be as good as I'm going to get on the back edge there. So, at the moment... Oh, right, I never finished this, did I? Let me get my light over here. One of the things I was thinking of with this was doing... kind of like this, where if we're going to put a floor basically in the middle, then do I need it to go all the way through, or can I get away with glass like that? And I don't know. Tell me which way you guys like better. Do you like the beam in the middle, or would it look better to nope, wrong one. To have the glass on the side. I mean, yeah, the glass on the side and the beam in the center kind of thing. Okay, so like that. Nope, there we go. And what's the other one? Is it just this one? I think it is. Like that. let's go ahead and connect those up to finish it off. Okay, so that's one option, and like I said, then we could do the... I kind of almost think I like this in the center. I think it kind of gives it a bit more... I don't know. Structure? Division? I don't really know. Maybe not. Let me know what you guys think, with or without the middle beam. But I think I'm pretty close to wrapping the edge here as, or not the edge, the bridge as being done. Probably have to finish the back edge, but like I said, I'm not a big fan of this, but in the interest of time, so we're not working on this forever, I do think that might end up being as good as I can make it work. It's not exactly the design I had in mind when I did the concept art, but you know, it's pretty close. So I think I might just have to say it's done and move forward. Because it does kind of have the overall general shape. It has the point in the back and it has the kind of angle in the front. And it was mentioned to me a couple times about proportions of the bridge to the ship. I don't think it's a problem for two reasons. One, I'm tempted to thin this a little bit. Basically, it would make the nose a little bit shorter, but raise the middle sections here. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Because to me, it looks a little bit on the chubby side kind of thing, and it wasn't really supposed to, so I'm thinking what I would end up doing is cutting a couple of those ramp nodes off of the front to shorten it, and maybe cutting a couple off the back here so we don't make this these hangers any more shallow, and then pretty much just cutting a couple rows of armor blocks out of the center and then just raising it up, and that way it would make this gap a little bit shorter. So there is that. It would make it a bit more streamlined. We'll probably do that next time. As well as, I keep stressing this, I don't really think the bridge will be disproportionate as much because it's multiple bridges. It's not one area. So I think it'll be okay. Plus, we haven't done the ring yet, which I'm kind of dreading in a way, because that means it's another angle type shape. I've got to find a connection point to merge into to wrap the ring around. So that'll be fun. I may have to redesign the ring a little bit with an angle in mind. It was supposed to be level, like if it connected there, it would be the same length over here, like it was supposed to be level. I might have to have it be a bit more sloped to merge into this. And if I do that, I can probably just grab one or two of these and just kind of start curving them from there. So I think the next episode I'll probably focus on finishing the back edge of the bridge if I don't do it off camera. Make any changes you guys might recommend if there's something that I really want to change to the bridge. And then after that, I'll probably thin this if everybody thinks that's necessary. If not, then I'll leave it. But it could probably do with a little bit of, a diet right there. Maybe it could stand to lose a little weight there. Can't we all lose a little weight in the middle? And then if I still have time, I'll probably start laying out where I want to connect the habitat ring type thing. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. One final thing is I am going to be taking next week off for the Christmas break vacation. So there won't be any episodes next week. I know it's the week before, but my family is actually doing a lot more that week than we are on Christmas week because of some trips and stuff like that. So we're doing things a little bit out of sorts. So next week I will probably not be doing any episodes, so just kind of as a heads up for everybody. So with that, we're going to wrap things up here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.